Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. We're getting back to Isaiah 4 and 1. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to those who have supported financially. Let me tell y'all something that I know other content creators might agree. A lot of time when you don't show financial support, it's really because you're not with that person like that. Or either you don't have it, you're not with that person like that, or you don't believe in them like that, which is kind of not being with them. Because a lot of time you see those people who never financially supported kind of falling off and becoming adversarial over time. I'm seeing that with a couple of people that appear to be supporters, appear to be followers. But when I thought about it, I'm like, they ain't giving no money. Which I look at some people, and some of them be like, well, I just don't have it. And I'd be like, you know what? That's a good reason. But then others don't say that, but they don't support. And I always think agents, some of them, hate watchers, some of them, trolls, and adversaries. Like, how could you be supportive of this channel, right? But then I'm watching your videos and you saying the total opposite. I'm like, either you're a troll, you're an agent, something is going on with you. Something is going on with you. But that's what happens though, like when your channel start to grow, people start to piggyback off of you a little more. But the people who with me gonna talk like me, they gonna sound like me, they gonna have the same talking points, and they might not agree with everything. But if you hear them, it's gonna be like you hearing me. Because they down with me. Now, with that being said, let's get to the subject matter. We're doing Isaiah 4 and 1. We coming back to Isaiah 4 and 1 on this one. Isaiah 4 and 1 says, in that day 7 women take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food, wear our own clothes, only let us be called by your name, take away our disgrace. The disgrace is how religion disarms men in regards to their dealings with women, and it empowers women against men. See, remember how on the last Spider-Man movie, how Spider-Man was messing stuff up. He had good intention, but he was messing stuff up because he didn't know how to carry out those good intentions. And so when he started to see that he was causing more harm than good, he wanted to kill the Green Goblin. Remember that? And he would have if they wouldn't have stopped him. If the multiverse Spider-Mans would not have stopped him, he would have beat the Green Goblin to death. That remind me of how Christianity be doing men in regards to women. It make men believe that they have to marry these women to fulfill their sexual pleasure. These women now. Now remember, wives used to be virgins. Most of them was not touched at all. Or something happened where they end up away from the one guy. Either he died or something would happen. But it wasn't none of this, you done got fingered by 7, 8 dudes. Or you done got penetrated by 8 or 9 dudes. So what I want to talk about today in this Isaiah 4:1 is how religion is crippling the masculinity of men and empowering women to weaponize sex against them. Now, the title ain't gonna be that long, but that's what I'm finna talk about. You see it in the church, you see it in the mosque, you see it in the synagogue, but you see it mostly, I would say, in Christianity, because Christianity has a lot of things twisted in regards to biblical sexual history. They take one scripture, a bishop must be the husband of one wife. Okay, are everybody bishops? Why did he single out bishops? Because he knew that you couldn't be no bishop. You couldn't help the Apostle Paul establish the church with all those wives. You all had too much responsibility. That's why he said that. And that's why Isaiah 4:1, that's why we talk about this. Because religion is one of the main components of, it's like a man's kryptonite when it comes to women in 2024. To turn you into Superman, from Superman to super wimp. Because you taking a few scriptures out of context. You shall not commit adultery. How many times I got to explain to you what adultery is? Adultery is for a man if you have sex with another man's wife. That's adultery. That's for a man. For a woman, it's multifaceted. It's a couple things that are adultery. If you divorce your husband out of rebellion, or he divorces you because you were rebellious, anybody that marry you, is going to be adultery for both of y'all. That's the facts. Now, if he dies of his own cause, you can't get him killed. You see, David got in trouble for that. If he dies of his own causes, she's free to remarry. If she fulfills her wifely obligation and he comes home and says, I don't want you to be my wife anymore, I want a divorce, then in those cases, according to the scriptures, some of those, the Most High knows all the factors, a woman can remarry. But a woman who has been rebellious against her husband, if she remarries, it's adultery. It's not going to have the blessing of God on it. How many times we got to talk about this? I done talked about this several times. Why have I talked about it? Because religion is crippling men. It's making every man want to get some. Some of these guys are angry because they're not. How many guys, think about it like this. Well, I ain't gonna even mention that. I was gonna mention something medical. Not gonna mention. But guys talk about semen retention. But semen retention, the only way I can see a benefit from it is if you're doing it to concentrate on something else, so you won't be wasting time with women. That's really, let me see, anything else. Or I could see a benefit in it. It'll probably make you more vigorous sexually. Not busting nuts all over the place. It'll probably give you a stronger stiffy. But other than that, I don't see the benefit in it. People came, this benefit, that benefit. But then they act like lunatics. Hey, what's that on my eye? It must not be helping you. And you know what's funny, kind of off subject? One thing I cannot stand, and when people try to act like they so spiritual, and then the minute somebody confront them or disagree with them, now you want to talk about going to get your hitman. Your hitmen, your hitters. Hitters get hit. So y'all been watching too much. Y'all been watching too many mobster movies. Like, a lot of people don't realize how gunfights work. And you get in a gunfight, just because you think that I done killed this many people, that don't mean that you can't get popped. Anybody can get popped. Y'all watch too much. Y'all be watching all them movies and stuff, and y'all think that somehow y'all hitters is invincible. I ain't never seen an invincible shooter. I just haven't. Like, I know shooters that's dead. Some of the most notorious ones in Milwaukee. Doing hits on people, all kind of stuff. Dead. They gone. They gone. One in particular. One of my guns, gone. Well, in our hood, it wasn't no little one-sided thing. If somebody was your gun, you was their gun too. Now it's like those be sending people off to do stuff that they don't want to do. That ain't how it was in the 90s. People would be like, man, F that. So, religion, back on subject, is the only leg that these women have to stand on. And that's why the wayward, promiscuous woman, the lying woman, the woman that say she done did less than she really has, all of them are able to stand mainly because of religion. Because guys be thinking they gotta marry them to smash. And then they marry them, and all that baggage, all that trauma, all that stuff come out on you. And now you not even getting. That's why you should never, and that's why I say, I'll never just have sex with somebody because I'm attracted to them. If I don't like them, if I don't want to deal with them, I ain't doing nothing with them. That's like for people that ain't never got none or ain't got that much. I got a whole lot. But all these women talking about they want a God-fearing man because they figure they can control him. They figure every time he start standing up as a man, they just gonna try to manipulate him with the scriptures, taking the scriptures out of context to manipulate him. That's all they gonna do. The real ones, that ain't gonna work. The people who understand the Bible, that ain't gonna work. You can't make me feel guilty for having concubine. You know, that's all it is to it. Because you reading about, you giving people in the Bible they props that had concubine. People reading the Psalms and King David had 8 wives, but they telling other people, figure out where you going, man. What's going on? So, But they trying to heroic, talking about, preaching about how King David danced out of his clothes. But King David had 8 wives. And then somebody come to you asking you questions about polygyny, and you trying to tell them it's evil. But you preaching sermons on King David, a polygynous king. Man, y'all some hypocrites, man. And it's very nauseating, too. It's very nauseating. I could just puke. Or they want to talk about how Samson got his strength back, pushing down buildings and stuff. But Samson was hey, you could say Samson was a womanizer if that's how you want to word it. See, all of these, same thing with Abraham. Man, Abraham had, you know how guys be saying they got HOEs? Abraham had women. He had women. He had one. Last I checked, Ishmael mama ain't Sarah. And he's still the father of many nations. So that just proves my point. The religion, especially modern day religion, is emasculating men. It's taking their sexuality from them, and now they in the church clapping with straight hands, hanging around all women, because it empowers a lot of women to the point where they don't even respect men. They be acting all spiritual and run men off. And you can't tell me I'm wrong, because hey, listen. My grandmother literally ran my grandfather out of town. And I'm not talking about the unicorn grandmother. I'm talking about my other grandmother. Told him to get out of here. And he did. She went to church every Sunday. Had favorites. She was not a perfect woman by any stretch. I can't say, oh, she ain't making it. But what I can say is that the church is stripping men of their sexuality. We were created, we were designed to have an intercourse with multiple women. These women want to take that from you, and then they don't want to do it. Hey, this is what I'm learning, man. This is what I'm learning. Live by yourself. Get you a maid. Get somebody to wash your clothes. Because these women now, they want you to take care of them, but they don't want to take care of you. They want you to buy them all this stuff just to have sex with them. Okay, you want me to buy for sex? Excuse me, let me go get somebody that I don't have to look at every day and argue with. That's why guys be paying for it. They want you to buy them. Basically, you paying for arguments. You paying for added responsibility. You paying to hear them whine. Y'all ever notice how women don't like to hear you complain, but you hear them complaining all the time? And they mad because guys is waking up and seeing the truth about this stuff. The leg they had to stand on is from religion. Dudes the pastor be throwing off the husband to come to church. You know what? I'm going to go to church with you today. The pastor want to throw off on him and treat him like he an evil man because he ain't coming to his church. How often did that happen? It happens everywhere. And if I'm lying, y'all need to come in the comments, because I know I'm telling the truth. Your wife pastor be trying to shoot off on you because you don't want to go to that fruity duty church ahead. All them fruity duty people on fruity duty. Well, God is accepting me how I am. Oh yeah? So he accepting you how you are, but in previous time he was blowing whole countries up, annihilating them for being like you, but he accepting you though. Got it. Understood. These people, man, dude. So that's their leg to stand on though, and a lot of them will stand on it. Put in the comments if your wife is half having sex with you, not having sex with you, but then trying to bring up the scripture if you go to other means. That's what I'm talking about. That's the only leg they got to stand on. Hey, listen, I ain't going without no sex. And you shouldn't either. I ain't trying to hear that, man. I know God. You got somebody else. Your God want you to control my nutsack, but it's my nutsack. Man, these people crazy, man. Crazy. Marriage is mostly anxiety. Anxiety over this, anxiety over that. But yet, you go to church and that's what they promote. That's what they promoting. Why not focus on teaching these women how to be wives first? From a young age up. Y'all so busy looking at the plate coming around that you not spending time. You just want to talk and walk away, wiping your head with a towel. Why you sweating so much anyway? You drinking gin before you get in the pulpit? Anyway, man, I might have one more video. I'm not sure. Thanks for watching. Don't let these women use religion against you, man. If they don't want to fulfill their wifely duties, man, get rid of them, man. You can divorce them. They can't divorce you for every little thing, but you can divorce them. Thanks for watching.